Good evening, everyone. I call this July 23rd, 2026 meeting to order. At this time, would everybody join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Vice Chair Heather Howell?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, please join us for a moment of silence. Thank you. I'm going to ask Board Member Fields, would you please read off the mission of Suffolk Public Schools?
The mission of Suffolk Public Schools is to produce 21st century learners that will become productive citizens in society, foster a dynamic, safe, and nurturing learning environment, partner with school community for the benefit of students and staff, strengthen the school division by employing a highly qualified and diverse staff, effectively and efficiently manage capital and human resources, effectively communicate to increase community investment.
Thank you. Before we move to the approval of the agenda, I had a request from two board members who will not be present tonight, just to let the public know why they're not here. Board member Dr. Brittenham, her father recently passed away, and she's having his funeral tomorrow morning, so that's why she's not here. And board member Slinglove, she had a medical procedure today preventing her from being here. At this time, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Move to approve.
All right, motion was made by Vice Chair Howell, seconded by Board Member Jenkins. Any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk.
Board members, please vote. Board member Fields.
Yes.
Board member Jenkins.
Yes.
Board member Howell.
Yes.
Vice Chair Howell, I'm sorry. And Board Chair McGee.
Yes.
Motion passed.
And no speakers tonight on agenda topics, so moving on to unfinished business. Is there a motion on items 1 and 2?
Board Chair, I move to approve both items 1 and 2. Second.
All right, motion made by Vice Chair Howell to approve both items 1 and 2, seconded by Board Member Jenkins. Any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk.
Board members, please vote. Board member Fields.
Yes.
Board member Jenkins.
Yes.
Vice Chair Howell.
Yes.
Board Chair McGee.
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, moving on to new business. Item 1, is there a motion for personnel report?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, motion was made by Vice Chair Howell to approve, seconded by Board Member Jenkins. Any discussion?
Ms. Fields.
Ms. Fields, sorry. Any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk.
Board members, please vote. Board member Fields.
Yes.
Board member Jenkins.
Yes.
Board member Howell. Yes. Board Chair McGee.
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, at this time, I'm going to turn the floor over to Dr. Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. McGee. I have 3 special announcements for the public and for the school board. The first, I want to bring up our new principal at Oakland Elementary School, who was actually approved at the prior school board meeting, but he was on vacation, so he could not be here, even though he's officially already started in the role, thanks to your approval. I want to bring up Mr. Robert Castine, previously served as an assistant principal at Colonel Fred Cherry Middle School. He was also an assistant principal at Nansemond Parkway Elementary School, the dean of students at Elephants Fork. He also taught health and physical education at Kings Fork High School and in Chesterfield at Midlothian. He got his Bachelor of Science from Old Dominion University, his Master of Education from Regent University in Educational Leadership. I want to bring Mr. Castine up to the podium for him to introduce himself properly to the board, as well as introduce any family members or supporters that he may have here in attendance. Mr. Castine?
It is now. Yes, sir. Good evening, Board Chair McGee, Vice Chair Howell, school board members, and Dr. Gordon. I just want to start by saying thank you for this opportunity and the trust that you instill in me to take over as principal at Oakland Elementary School. In my 11 years in Suffolk Public Schools, I have had the privilege to serve as teacher, dean of students, assistant principal, and now principal. While I will miss the students and staff at Colonel Fred Cherry Middle School, I'm excited to get started at Oakland and continue to the great things that Ms. Bynum and her staff have already done there. I do also want to say a special thank you to the administrators and directors within Suffolk Public Schools that I've had the opportunity to serve under as both teacher and administrators. I've learned a great deal from them and wouldn't be in the position I'm in now without them, many of whom are in this room this evening. So last but not least, I do have some family with me tonight. I have my wife, Brittany, and then my two beautiful daughters, Kaylee and Addison, who are my big support. So thank you to them for being here tonight as well. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce our new Coordinator 2 for Purchasing, Ms. Robin Booth. Ms. Booth has an associate's degree from Tidewater Community College, a Bachelor of Science degree from Old Dominion University, also has a master's degree from Regent University. She has had several roles with us, including being a Purchasing Technician 2, and she's currently our purchasing buyer. She's also been the person that has been in charge of every building rental that we have had in SPS until she's transitioning into this new role as the buyer. She'll be replacing Ms. Linda Bates. I want to bring Ms. Robin Booth up to the podium to introduce herself properly to the board and to introduce any family members or friends that she may have in attendance.
Good evening, School Board Chair McGee, Vice Chair Howell, members of the board, Dr. Gordon, and everyone here tonight. Thank you so much for this incredible opportunity to serve as the new Coordinator of Purchasing for Suffolk Public Schools. I'm truly grateful to continue my work within the Purchasing Department. Following the retirement of Ms. Linda Bates, I know I have some big shoes to fill, and I deeply appreciate the foundation that she has built. I look forward to stepping into this new role, maintaining our high standards, and continuing to support our school staff and students. I'd like to also take a moment to thank my family, my friends, and my coworkers for their endless support. With me here tonight is my husband and my two daughters. Thank you again for your trust and support.
And last but definitely not least, I'd like to introduce the new principal at John Yates Middle School, a homecoming for Mr. Timothy Kubanak. He has a Bachelor of Science degree from Auburn University, a Master of Education from Hampton University. Mr. Kubanak actually was a teacher for us at Turlington Woods all the way back in 2004, also taught at Kings Fork Middle, John Yates. When I first got here, it was right around the time he had just moved into from central office as a science instructional specialist. He also was a science supervisor, been an assistant principal at John Yates, and currently is an assistant principal at Lakeland High School until Tuesday coming up. So, Mr. Kubanak, we want to give you an opportunity to properly introduce yourself to the board and any family and friends and supporters that you may have in attendance.
Good evening, Board Chair McGee, Vice Chair Howe, members of the board, Team Suffolk, and the members of the community. I want to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to everybody, to this dais and to the Team Suffolk in general for their support in getting me to this position. Being granted the honor and privilege to serve as principal at John Yates Middle School is a huge honor for me professionally and personally. And I will work tirelessly in that new role. I can guarantee that. As I embark on this new work, my commitment to the students and staff of John Yates Middle School is absolute, and I look forward to beginning that role as soon as possible. But I have to thank so many people in that, not just the C-suite and Dr. Gordon for their guidance and tutelage, but my current colleagues who are amazing, including my friend and colleague, Ms. Amber Stone Brown, who's in the audience now, Ms. Marie Bullock, who's in the audience right now, Mr. Dennis Teisinger, who may not be with us, but he's here in spirit, but so many other colleagues that have brought me to this moment now, and I'm sincerely appreciative of them. There are a few supporters in the audience that I want to recognize. Tracy Baker Kubanak, LHS class of 2000, my best friend and wife, somewhere in the back. Oh, she's videoing. Andrew Kubanak, LHS class of 2028. Jackson Kubanak, Forest Glen Middle School, and James Kubanak, Kilby Shores Elementary School. They will graduate from Suffolk Public Schools as well with distinguished honors. Putting that in writing right now. To the folks that are not here in the room right now, the past leaders, not just of the schools that I've had the opportunity to serve, but also the past leaders of John Yates Middle School, many of which I consider close friends. I look forward to collaborating, gaining some extra knowledge and wisdom from you, and I look forward to doing you proud as well. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Kubanak. Mr. McGee, I'm going to ask for a little bit of superintendent privilege for a two-part recognition. I want to do one of them right now and another one once that gentleman arrives. John Littlefield, you cannot go anywhere right now. As we all know, ladies and gentlemen, John Littlefield is going to be retiring from Suffolk Public Schools. This is one of the most knowledgeable, skilled professionals. He led the city of Suffolk, not Suffolk Public Schools, but he led the city of Suffolk in identifying the weak spots for signal, the need for Wi-Fi, the entire mapping of 432 square miles during COVID to ensure that not only our students had access to proper internet usage, but that the entire city and community did. I had a conversation with Kevin Hughes today and Jerry Jones, who told me that Mr. Littlefield has worked diligently that also to allow the city to tap into many of our cabling. He has trouble, I guess shot is the word I want to use, many things. And there has not been one task when it comes to innovation and instructional technology. And if you weren't at his retirement celebration that this team put on, hearing the stories from the vendors that he's worked with on the partnerships and collaboration, and we know that Mr. Will Hallwig has some big shoes to fill, but I don't know if anyone understands the magnitude of the job that John Littlefield has done here. Is it 36 years? 28 in Suffolk, 4 somewhere else that we're not going to talk about. Okay? But watching the pictures, him leading many of our STEM, robotics, the SEAL challenges, just his overall love of Suffolk Public Schools. So with that being said, Mr. McGee, we have a special plaque for John Littlefield that we want to ask you to come up to the podium, and we're going to take some pictures, and I know that Mr. McGee and the rest of the team probably have some comments for you.
All right, Dr. Gordon, that was a surprise. Not expecting that. I have had the privilege to work in this district for 28 plus years, and I can say honestly, I've been touched by many, many, many wonderful people in the division. Monday at the retirement celebration, I felt it was a reminder to me of all the wonderful people in this city of Suffolk. I mean, the character, the pride I have, and just total admiration for Suffolk Public Schools. I mean, it wasn't just me, it's the team. We've built a team. I've worked with some wonderful superintendents. Ms. Trump came Monday, Dr. Liverman, Dr. Whitney, Dr. Gordon. Dr. Gordon challenged me the day he started, and he's a true leader for this division. He has done wonderful things as well. But I really stand in front of you representing the entire technology department, and I couldn't be prouder of what's been built here in Suffolk by the division. And all I was just one of the members to sort of guide the package and make it happen. But thank you. I am truly blessed with all the wonderful people I've met over the years. And I don't know how to express my gratitude to Suffolk Public Schools and all the staff, but thank you. Appreciate it.
Mr. Littlefield, real fast, I'm going to open it up to the board to see if any of my colleagues have any comments or words of encouragement to Mr. Littlefield as he retires. We'll start with you, Valor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Littlefield, I'd just like to say that it just feels like the system is losing a giant. Your presence is certainly going to be missed. You're skillful, you're knowledgeable. I've never known us to have a technology issue, and I taught in Suffolk Public Schools for 25 years. I never have known us to have a technology issue that was not solved almost immediately. Your humility is on full display because you say it's a team, we worked as a team. We know that, we're fully aware of that, but you led the charge. So you will be missed.
Thank you.
For sure.
The only thing I can say is that you have shown what a genuine person looks like. What we see tomorrow, yesterday, today, tomorrow, it's the same. You have a kind heart, a kind spirit, and we're gonna miss everything about you, not just one thing, but everything. And when you look through your gift bag that I gave you, one of the things is a set of walkie-talkies. In case you get lazy, you can give one to your wife and you can tell her what you want while you're sitting on the sofa being a couch potato. Because we want you to enjoy your retirement, but don't change your phone number because if we need you, we're going to call you.
Number will be the same, no
But we
problem.
love you and just be blessed wherever you go and just enjoy life.
Thank you, Ms. Jenkins. Appreciate it.
Mr. Littlefield, I didn't know she was given a gift bag. If so, I would have added an extension cord with a power surge to it, case of emergency,
It's ready
a
over here.
board emergency. You probably don't realize this, but I came to know you when I was a teacher at Mount Zion.
Oh, wow.
If you got some of those tech support tickets from Heather Spivey, I'm sorry about that. I was doing the best I could. And then when I got to work at JFK, I didn't have to put in a ticket. I just walked over there and asked for your help. But since being on the board, you weren't just a name behind the screen. I have gotten to know you as a professional, but I see sides of you that as Ms. Jenkins said, we are blessed to have come to know. Professionalism, a quiet sense of humor on late nights, and you will be missed, not just for your expertise, but for who you are as a person as part of our team. So I too pray that your next journey is filled with rest and fun and things that fill you for a change because you have filled us.
Thank you, Ms. Howell.
Mr. Littlefield, just going back to a memory of mine, when I first met you or was introduced to you was COVID. Back in 2020, living in rural Suffolk at the time, we did not have high-speed internet out there, so you were able to bring connectivity, for my children. And at that time, my wife, she's a teacher working from home, so just thank you for your dedication, silent professional. You never, just watching you, you never look for the recognition that, you deserve. You're a quiet professional, and we're just thankful for you. So enjoy retirement, and good luck. Have fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I assure all of you, Mr. Hallwig is well prepared. He has done the Vulcan mind meld and pulled every bit of information out of my head over the last 2 weeks. But you're in good hands.
Thank you,
He will
sir.
steer the ship clear. Thank you all.
All right, take care, John. All right, moving on to item 2 under new business is the budget addendum presentation. Dr. Gordon?
Yes, thank you, Chair McGee. I'm going to call to the podium our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Anthony LeBron, to provide the budget addendum presentation. This is going to be an overview that is tied to your next item under new business, our Resolution 2026/2027-3. If the board recollects, I provided an email to you all weeks ago after we had received the final budget from the General Assembly after a long, extended wait. Definitely want to thank you to Mayor Dooman, the members of City Council, and Kevin Hughes for approving the appropriation of this additional funding that you can see listed under Action item number 3, Mr. LeBron's going to provide that overview to tell you about why we are here, what we're asking you to do as we're making adjustments. This will also include, with the board's hopeful approval tonight, an addendum to our budget books, as a new budget book will come out, as well as the new mandated 4% raise for staff, which we are projecting that they will probably see for the 12-month employees. Specifically, there'll be some changes, but 4% for everyone that they'll begin to see during the month of August. So, Mr. LeBron, I'll turn it over to you, as we're putting Mr. Hallwig on the spot right now because the clicker's not working.
Good evening, Chair McGee, Vice Chair Howell, members of the board, community, staff members. Anthony LeBron, Chief Financial Officer. While we get the technical problems fixed, I want to take a second to be grateful, right? I'm really happy about being here and presenting about the budget amendment and closing this chapter of the budget. It's been a learning curve, a tumultuous one, but we got this done. There's still some parts that we're going to discuss that are coming up. I want to take a time to thank Dr. Gordon for your guidance and your leadership during this process. I have staff members who have been with the district over 30 years and they never experienced anything like this. You should see the finance team. We're just, running all over the place to get things done. We have a lot of work that is part of the new school year, plus all the changes in the budgets that have been happening. So I also want to recognize and thank my payroll team. They have been amazing at getting everything done, everything entered. It's just a lot of technical parts that they have to make sure they're correct, so when pay comes out to employees, they are correct. And I also want to extend my gratefulness to the HR team. They're also going through an implementation of a new system, hiring, interviewing, and yet they're being great collaborators with us to get this budget process completed. Like Dr. Gordon shared, we're going to have a little bit of summary of what the budget process has been so far, a budget summary as well, an overview, so you can see what the breakdown of the new amended budget is going to be. I'm also going to talk about the state funding and what changes have been prompted by the state that affect or impact the school division. I also want to touch a little bit on student enrollment and what the connection is to funding, and then some next steps in the budget process. So why are we here? Like Dr. Gordon said, there was a delay in the approval of the state budget, and that caused us to have an adopted budget, but now come back to you all to amend the budget to add the additional funding that was granted. Back in May, the school board adopted the operating budget with the estimates that we had at that time of the state funding. In June, the Virginia Assembly finalized the budget and shared with us what our allocation was going to be. And then in July, or last week, City Council appropriated the additional state funding and also some local revenue to the school division, which I'm going to share in detail a little bit later. Today, we're asking and requesting the approval of the amended budget that incorporates both the state allocation and also the local funding piece. And upon approval, we're going to go back to our teams and finalize implementing all the different budget changes, the 4% increase in salaries, and everything else that has been adjusted. So an overview and budget summary, we had $248 million, $120,235 that were adopted. And now for the amended budget, we're going to have $255,005,201. That's a net change of $6.8 million that we're going to be adding to our budget in 26-27. And here is a breakdown of that net budget impact of $6.8 million. $4 million of those are state funds that came to us, and I'm going to break down those $4 million in the next slide. Local funds, we are adding from the City of Suffolk $2.6 million. That's a combination of $1.5 million of committed expenses. Those are purchase orders that we had committed from 25-26 that we're rolling over into 26-27 because of different reasons. For example, we have the fiber cable project that we are working with the city that is not finalized, so we're moving those funds to this year so we can continue those projects. We also have some school buses we have ordered that are still delayed, and we're waiting for that bus to arrive. So we're just moving all those committed expenses to the new year so we can continue those projects. And also, I believe in the board packet, there's a full list of all those items that add up to that $1.5 million. Then, as you can recall, we reduced our budget $2 million for the adopted budget. However, between the state funding and other fundings that we were able to find, we were able to restore most of it, but we were short $688,000, which we asked the city to provide us that additional funding to be completed and restore back that $2 million cut. Then we have $466,000. That's our year-end surplus estimate that we are considering for the 25-26 fiscal year that we're going to end up. And that's the money that's going to be left over on the table after we have all the expenses in our system. So we went and asked the city to have that $466,000 reappropriated into the 26-27 school year so we can use it in specific projects. And as well, that list of projects is attached to your board packet. Then the food services fund increased by $57,000, and that's the net change of from the 2% to the 4% for that specific fund. And then for the grants, I'm going to be coming back to the board to present some changes later this fall, because the federal grants, like title grants, for example, that fiscal year starts October through September. So once we get maybe the end of August, beginning of September, we get from the federal government the estimates for those grants, we're going to come back and ask for adjustments in the budget. So what we currently do is we just roll over whatever amount we have for the previous year into the new year for the grants, and then once we get the updates from the federal government, we go ahead and present those changes. So I'm a visual person, and I like to see things in charts so it's easy to understand. Here you see the comparison between the adopted budget and the amended budget. In state funds, you can see at the bottom the blue squares, $135,819,600, and an increase to $139,991,834. Like I explained, for the grants, it remained the same. We just roll over that number, and then we true it up once we get the information from the federal government. The food services fund increased by $57,000, and then the local appropriations went from $86,191,901 to $88,846,760. I can't read from here, and I have glasses on, so I apologize for that. And this is the breakdown for the state funding, the changes that came through. We received $3.1 million for compensation. I want to make clear that the state fund us at the SOQ level positions, so even this amount is not fully enough to cover the 4% for all staff. So we went and worked within our operating budget to find the additional money, kind of like the local match, if you would say, to make sure that everybody gets that 4% increase. Then we received $943,000 for targeted student supports. That includes special education, at-risk students programs. And then we received $256,000 for the food and nutrition services and school operations programs and $818,000 for infrastructure and operational capacity. In this part, I wanted to, continue the conversation about chronic absenteeism. It does have a direct connection with funding. So when we build the budget, we use the ADM, or the estimated enrollment number, and that's where we base everything for our budget, right? We have estimates of how many teachers we're gonna need, how many support staff we're gonna need, textbooks, materials, technology, everything is based on that number of students that we are projecting. Also, the state uses that number to then estimate how much funding they're gonna give us to cover the expenses to teach our students. So when we get to the fall, and then in the spring again, the state asks us to give them information on how many students on average we had through the school year, and then they can true up that number of allocation that they gave us. So for example, if we start the year, let's say with 14,000 students, in the fall we send them a report, this is how many students we have so far, and then in the spring, we send another report. If that number went down, then they have to adjust the amount of funding they gave us initially, and if it goes up, then it's really good for us because then we receive additional funding. And here I wanted to put a little illustration. The cost per student here is not necessarily accurate, it's just for illustrative purposes. So here I have, like, if we have one student, for example, if they miss more than 15 consecutive days, we have to drop them from enrollment. And when we count the average for those two instances that we submit the information to the state, they would then adjust our funding. For example, here it's like $9,968. And then you can see the impact, right, that it compounds when you have 10 students, 25 students, 50 students, or up to 100 students, what the impact on our budget is. And the worst part is that that adjustment happens in June. So we have already, spent the money in salaries for teachers, for assistant teachers, for textbooks, for computers. So it puts us in a position where we have to then find money or make decisions to stop spending on something to make sure we can then perhaps return that funding back to the state. So if you were to ask me what keeps me up at night, ADM will be one of them, right? Making sure that we keep our count and our students are showing up to school, and that's going to be part of our marketing this year as well, to make sure that the community and parents specifically understand the importance of student enrollment. Because beyond them losing the instructional part, there's also a big impact on the funding. And that gets us to the status of the funding, of the budget process, and what the next steps are going to be. Again, the General Assembly approved the budget, state budget, the governor signed it as well. City Council last week completed the appropriations of that state funding and the local piece. Now we are waiting for the school board to approve on the next topic, the resolution to amend the budget. Once that happens, I have already the budget book prepared and we'll print it and distribute it. And then we're going to continue again to implement the budget adjustments that came down last June. Any questions?
Thank you for that presentation, Mr. LeBron. Great job. Does anyone have questions for Mr. LeBron? Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGee, for this privilege as my other special guests arrive looking extremely relaxed. I want to bring to the podium our former now Director of Facilities Maintenance and Planning, Mr. Terry Napier. This is how I had 36 in my head when I was talking about John Littlefield, because Terry Napier had 36 years. Great institutional knowledge. He knew when everything needed to be fixed, and I can't believe his memory in talking about how long we had our mobile units at some of our schools. Terry Napier is the guy that not only as a former principal is a great leader, but his demeanor in dealing with tough situations is one of the best that I've ever seen. and his ability to stretch a dollar to fix things. And where we're talking about trying to maintain 21 buildings with a used to be budget of $1 million until I arrived, and then we worked hard with Wendy Forsman at the time to get that number up to $3.575 million, which still is not enough when HVAC replacements are 7 figures and roof replacements are 6 figures. But Terry Napier found a way, based on the relationships that he had developed. He is one of the most there's not ever a time when I don't go to a conference or speaking with an education leader that someone doesn't ask me if I know Terry Napier. If you're looking for him in the afternoon, I see he has his lovely wife here with him. You can probably find him at Riverfront Golf Course. Terry, I've already signed us up for the Communities and Schools tournament. Retirees can play with us at any time. So at this point in time, Mr. Napier, we also just wanted to say thank you so much for your support and service of Suffolk Public Schools. We also have a commemorative plaque that we would like to present to you, and then we'll give you a chance to say a few words shortly thereafter. We move things around for you. Let's go on this side, Dr. Bird.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Gordon. Dr. Gordon is right. I am in a much more relaxed state these days. It's been about 3 weeks, and I have missed Suffolk Public Schools during those 3 weeks, but I would recommend that all of you go ahead and retire at your earliest opportunity. It's worth it. So I did spend 36 years with Suffolk Public Schools. All of my public school career was spent with Suffolk Public Schools. I don't regret that. I'm sure job coaches would have me, or would have had me do otherwise, but I don't regret my time here. I don't regret spending all of those years with one school division. I think we did have a lot of successes. Far more than our failures. And even when we did have failures, we fixed them. And that's the true measure of all of us. So I do thank this school board. I do thank Dr. Gordon. I thank previous school boards and previous superintendents for the opportunities that were afforded me by Suffolk Public Schools. I'm grateful. It was great. It was good. I'm very appreciative. And I hope nothing but the best for Suffolk Public Schools going forward. And Dr. Gordon knows, and my colleagues in the back, I've already told them, I'm still around. If I can be of any assistance to any of you, you all have my phone number. So thank you very much. Thank you, Angie. Angie, Dr. Angela Napier, proud principal at Western Branch Primary in our neighboring Chesapeake Public Schools. Thanks for coming, Angie. She had to rush home from work just to get here. Now, I'm late because the tunnel, you couldn't get through the tunnel, so you couldn't go down Bridge Road. I didn't think I was going to get here at all, so I'm glad I got here. I appreciate this. Dr. Gordon, keep up the good work. Nobody has ever moved us forward quicker and more positively than Dr. Gordon, and I appreciate that. It's been good. Thank you all. And congratulations, John.
Hey, Mr. Napier, before you step away, I'm going to open it up for my colleagues to say goodbye, starting with Ms. Fields again.
Mr. Napier, like I said, I taught in the school system for 25 years. I heard your name all the time. Never got an opportunity to meet you, but I know that our schools were well maintained. Our properties were up to par. We did the best. You all did. You and your team did the best that you could with what we had.
We did, and I thank you for saying that.
And we were all comfortable.
And it got easier when Dr. Gordon came. I just want to say that.
Awesome, awesome. So you will be missed. The school system will definitely miss your expertise in the system and your personality as well.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Mr. Napier, just like Board Member Fields said, thank you for everything that you've done for Suffolk Public Schools, including the children, because you're the one that held us all together. Without a good building, we couldn't even be here. So thank you for your intellect, your insight on what we needed, probably before we even knew that we needed. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. Like I told Mr. Littlefield, continue to enjoy your retirement. And I'm glad that you said that you have not changed your number and that we can call on you whenever we need you. But just enjoy yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Napier, can I suggest you put some parameters on when we can call you? Because some folks don't know what business hours are. Just like Mr. Littlefield, I think I came to know you when you had a different hat and I had a different hat. I think it was somewhere around Forest Glen Middle School, and I was transitioning from elementary to middle against my will, might I add. But having worked with you as a board member and toured several buildings with you with some city folks and some vendors and some other suspect folks, I appreciate your assertiveness and your willingness to say what needs to be said. I do hope you enjoy your time on the golf course. You will not run into me there. But enjoy your retirement. It is well deserved.
Thank you.
Mr. Napier, congrats again. Thank you for your dedication, your professionalism, and time you gave to Suffolk, our kids, and all the families here. Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
All right, moving on to item 3. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution for the budget?
I move to approve.
Second.
All right, motion was made to approve by Vice Chair Howell, seconded by Board Member Fields. Any discussion? I just want to, give a quick thanks on this as well to City Council, Mayor Duman, for working with us and helping us out with this additional fund. So thank you, and to the City Manager. Madam Clerk?
Board members, please vote. Board Member Fields?
Yes.
Board Member Jenkins?
Yes.
Vice Chair Howell?
Yes.
Board Chair McGee?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, that's our last item under new business. We have no speakers on non-agenda items. The next thing we have is a closed meeting.
Motion is needed to go into a closed meeting to discuss the following items and subjects pursuant to Section 2.2-3711 of the Code of Virginia. The discussion and/or consideration regarding the performance evaluation of the school superintendent and any revisions to terms of his employment. Number 2, the discussion and/or consideration regarding the performance evaluation of the attorney for the school board and any revisions to terms of his employment. And number 3, the discussion and/or consideration regarding the performance evaluation of the clerk of the school board and any revisions to the terms of her employment, all of which is authorized by the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, found in Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1.
Board Chair, I move we go into closed session.
Second.
All right, motion was made by Vice Chair Howell to go to closed session, seconded by Board Member Fields. Any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk?
Board members, please vote. Board Member Fields?
Yes.
Board Member Jenkins?
Yes.
Board Member Howell?
Yes.
Board Chair McGee?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, this meeting is going to be in recess. We're going to move to closed session. Board members, remember, no electronic devices besides your school-issue laptop.
I'll let them know. Okay.
I call this meeting back to order. Is there a motion to certify the closed meeting?
A resolution of certification of the closed meeting of July 23rd, 2026 pursuant to Section 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia. Whereas the School Board of the City of Suffolk convened a closed meeting on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act. And whereas Section 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the school board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore be it resolved that the school board of the City of Suffolk hereby certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, number one, only business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting to which this resolution of certification applies. And number two, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the school board of the City of Suffolk.
Board Chair, I move to certify the closed meeting.
Second.
All right, motion was made by Vice Chair Howell, seconded by Board Member Fields. Any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk.
Board members, please vote. Board Member Fields?
Yes.
Board Member Jenkins?
Yes.
Vice Chair Howell?
Yes.
Board Chair McGee?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, is there a motion on action for items from the closed meeting?
Board Chair, I move to approve a resolution approving the terms and conditions of an addendum to a contract of employment between the Suffolk City School Board and Dr. John B. Gordon III. Be it resolved by the Suffolk City School Board as follows, that all terms and conditions of an addendum dated July 23rd, 2026 to the superintendent's term contract between the Suffolk City School Board and Dr. John B. Gordon III be and the same are hereby approved. That the chair of the school board is hereby authorized and directed to execute the said addendum on behalf of the Suffolk City School Board, and the clerk of the school board is directed to duly attest the same.
Motion on the floor was to approve the addendum to the superintendent's contract. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry, who's second?
Board Member Fields.
Board members, please vote. Board Member Fields?
Yes.
Board Member Jenkins?
Yes.
Vice Chair Howell?
Yes.
Board Chair McGee?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Board Chair McGee, I move to approve a resolution approving the terms and conditions of an addendum to a contract of employment between the Suffolk City School Board and Wendell M. Waller. Be it resolved by the Suffolk City School Board as follows, that all terms and conditions of an addendum dated July 23rd, 2026 to a contract of employment between the Suffolk City School Board and Wendell M. Waller be, and the same are hereby approved, that the chair of the Suffolk School Board is hereby authorized and directed to execute the said addendum on behalf of the Suffolk City School Board, and the clerk of the school board is duly to attest the same.
All right, motion on the floor to approve the addendum to Attorney Waller's contract was made by Vice Chair Howell. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion was seconded by Board Member Fields. Any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk.
Board members, please vote. Board Member Fields?
Yes.
Board Member Jenkins?
Yes.
Vice Chair Howell?
Yes.
Board Chair McGee?
Yes.
Motion passed.
That's our last item. This meeting is now adjourned.